In this topic, we get to start talking about proofs and proving that lines are parallel. First of all, if you can show that like corresponding angles are congruent or alternate interior or alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the parallel lines will be congruent. So they're talking about these properties that we've talked about. If two lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. And then also it goes the other way. If corresponding angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. So I think we're going to use alternate interior, alternate exterior, and corresponding angles the most. So in this particular problem, if angle 3 is congruent to angle 6, those are alternate interior angles. Since they are congruent, the lines will be parallel. So we'll use this property E above. We can't use B because we didn't know the lines were parallel to begin with. That's what we're trying to prove. So we'll just take a look at some of what this question's asking. So it's saying use the given information to prove that angle 8 is congruent to angle 4. So if you can see 8 and 4, they're on the exterior and they're alternate. So these are alternate exterior angles. Since it's given that F is parallel to G, we'll send that to the proof. Then we know that those two are parallel because of the alternate exterior angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. So we have to start with if lines are parallel, then alternate exterior angles are congruent. And that's it. Like you only have to do 2 steps in this particular one. And I'm thinking, since this is an introduction to proofs, it may be the only thing we need to do. So 4 and 8, we have to decide these are corresponding angles. So it's given, we're going to go ahead and send that to the proof. Since corresponding angles are congruent, the lines are parallel. So we're going to go ahead and send that. And then we pick the reason, and it starts with if corresponding angles are congruent. So if corresponding angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. So you do need to know which ones are corresponding and which ones are alternate interior, which ones are alternate exterior. If you want me to go over that, in fact, let me just go over it really quick. Corresponding just means like if you look at these, the 4 angles separated, like this here and this here, as boxes, the one in the top left corresponds to the one in the top left in the other box. So it's just placement. And that's why 4 and 8, they're in the bottom right. So those are corresponding. For alternate interior, you just look at the interior 4, and they're alternating by the side of the transversal. So 4 and 5 will be alternate interior, and 3 and 6. And then for alternate exterior, you look at just the exterior ones, the 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, and then the ones that alternate, 1 and 8 and 2 and 7. So those are alternate exteriors. So you kind of have to know those first, which probably was a topic that we passed off earlier. Okay, so they're telling us angle 5 and angle 4 are congruent. And so we know the lines are parallel, and we just have to figure out 5 and 4. Notice that they're the interior and alternate. So this is going to be, the reason we'll start with if the alternate interior angles, let's see, alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. And then you check it. And that's the end of the lesson.